Okay, hi everyone. My name is Miracle. No, I'm just playing. My name is Miracle, and I was gifted the Ancestry DNA kit from like a host family last year, and they really helped me out in a time of need. So thank you, Mr. Joe and Mrs. Allison. You got a real MVP. If you know me, you know I'm like a very interesting person when it comes to like my ethnicity and race and all that. Just because I don't know, it's always been serious for me. I've been through a lot when it comes to it. For some reason, I just have. But of course, I'm aware my dad is Afro-Cuban and my mom is Mexican and Spaniard and Scotch Irish and just got like indigenous and European, blood in her. The reason I really wanted to do this, well, I actually wanted to do this for a very long time, but um, I think it's really important for me because I feel like it's also going to be a part of like me, my healing journey, like finally figuring out like what exactly am I mixed with, rather than just always relying on what people say in my family. Because the people in my family, I love y'all to death, but y'all is so funny because like whenever I go visit, they be like, oh yeah, and by the way, I do believe that your mom is also Filipina. Now here's the thing: is the Filipino comes in is because my uncle Henry married my aunt Tasha, and my aunt Tasha's Filipino, so that's through marriage. But come to find out that my uncle Henry is actually Filipino too, and that's my blood uncle. So my grandma had all these. She married more than one. She married like 4 times or something like that, and she had husbands. Her first husband was an Irish man, white man. Her second husband was a Mexican man who's supposed to be my grandpa, and then her third husband supposedly was a Filipino dude, and then the last one, was the African American man. So with my family, um, it's super mixed because when I went to my mom's funeral, like there was people from all walks of life there, and it was really cool and interesting to observe, And like I always say, like of course I know my lineage and my ethnicity. However, growing up, I was in foster care, and my foster family, they was like, yeah, you can be mixed or whatever, but just remember when you look in the mirror, you black, and I was like, okay, I guess. And then like one day I answered the door and it was like this Cuban dude, and I was like, oh, you Cuban? My daddy Cuban too, but my dad is Afro-Cuban. My daddy's dark. My daddy is beautiful and dark as night. And I was playing. He's really beautiful, dark pigmented man. And I was like, my daddy Cuban too, so basically I'm Afro-Cubana. And then that was the day when my foster mom was like, who at the door? And I was like, oh, some Cuban guy, I don't know, trying to sell something. And then she's like, now you can shut it now. And she's like, and remember, when you go into that mirror, you a black little girl, you a black. And then like my biological family would be like, you ain't black, you Cuban. And I just think at the end of the day that people just need to understand the concept of the African diaspora. As you can see, we have Afro Latinos. As you can see, we got Blasians. As you can see, we got Blaxicans. You feel me? We got black and white people that have. And even though if you are mixed, even though if you are half black and half blah 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 blah, at the end of the day, you're always still gonna be looked at as a black person, because that's just set up. That's just how it is, especially in American society. If they wanted to go back into segregation and divide us, all us little mixed black kids will be with our black brothers and sisters, because that's just how society has set up that we are. We. And I don't mean to bring that up, and I don't even want to. I don't know if that was a good example. That could be actually a horrible example. You know what I mean? But what I'm saying is at the end of the day, I know who I am. I'm Blaxican. That's who I am. And so growing up, it was always something. It was always just something. But I know who I am, and I stand firm in who I am, and it's really cool to know that we have something like this that helps us understand ourselves even deeper and more. And I think that's awesome. And also, my family, when I went to go visit them, they were like, oh yeah, and by the way, your grandpa, we don't think he Mexican, we think he Puerto Rican. And I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna need family members to get it together. And both of my biological parents passed away, so it's a little bit harder to rely on people saying, oh, um, this is what you're mixed with. But really, the people that I really need to be asking is my birth parents, but my birth parents are gone, you know. I mean, but when you look at my birth parents, I can get a glimpse of it. You feel me? I know who I am. But I've been through a lot in life too, and I know I'm in a time to where it's like finally time to like really grow up, finally get to know yourself on a deeper level, finally just to do the things that make me happy, and just like let go of the past and forgive yourself and all this and that. And I think this is definitely part of my healing journey. So yeah. So when it comes to the Ancestry DNA kit, you have two things to do. So the first thing you have to do is activate your account, which I did already. And the second is to spit in the tube, which I've already done. So I spit in the tube, and then it's time for me to just send it off. So here's the adhesive tape. I take off the adhesive tape. And since I already had to do errands anyways, and go pick up some mail downstairs, I'm gonna send this off. Oh no, I think I messed up already. I swear. Yeah, sis be needing some help. Okay. But yeah. And I think just me being in foster care and being separated from my family has a lot to do with it as well. And when I even like observed, I was like, I don't know. I just kind of felt like both of my brothers who are full-blooded Mexican got into like a Mexican / half white household. And then, you know, even my older brother, he had black, half Mexican too, but he was raised in a predominantly Mexican household. And then for me, in my experience, I was always raised by African American households. But I know who I am. I know what I'm mixed with, of course. And at the end of the day, that I learned in my social work 136 class is that there is no pure race. You know, there is no like, we're not all just one race. We are all mixed. But of course, we have I would say we're all mixed, you know, because you can even be full. You may even think you're full-blooded African American, and next thing you know, you do this. You got some Irish in you. You feel me? You got some Russian or whatever in you. You got some Filipino or whatever it is in you. You know what I mean? So like, that's the cool thing about this. Is it really helps you learn yourself even deeper. And so I'm also gonna do 23andMe because this has to do with lineage and ethnicity and heritage, right? But 23andMe has is more about genetics, like the makeup, if that makes sense. And if you have health problems, you can figure it out if you have health problems or not, health problems that run in your family. So that's more so 23andMe, and I am going to do that. And then I also want to do one, and I know it's more expensive, but when the day comes, I want to like also do it to where you can dive deeper into finding your tribe. And that is pretty awesome. But yeah, well, my name is Miracle, but I'd like to go by Cuban Gypsy on many platforms just because I am a traveler. I've been nomadic for a minute. But right now I'm paused in Portland, so we're going to see the outcome of this, where I'm going to go next. But yeah, so if you are interested in finding out the results with me, that'll be awesome. But yeah, appreciate you. Thank you. Deuces. Have a good one. Bye.